How's it going, everyone? This is Trixx from Meta Smash, and today we're going to be doing an Ask Me Anything. So first things first, for those of you who don't know, this is what I look like. This is my, I guess, first time having my face on the channel. I think there's a video that has like a 5-second clip of me at the beginning. It's the how to combo as Falco video. But yeah, for those of you who might have missed that one, yeah, this is it. So what we're going to be doing for this video is we're going to be going through your comments. I put out a post maybe 4 days ago at this point, and it got about 100 comments on it. I'm going to go through the, not necessarily the best ones, but the ones that are the best to me, or the most interesting to me. A lot of you guys asked about Falco, which I kind of figured would happen, and a lot of the questions were kind of similar. So don't feel bad if I didn't pick your question. It's probably your question's probably gonna get answered anyway within somebody else's question. So I'm gonna just jump right into it with the first one. So the first question is, how much did you practice daily when Ultimate came out, and how much do you practice now? When the game came out, I actually, I guess, practiced or just fiended. I played probably 30 hours in the first 2 days, which is pretty healthy, I guess. But you know, I was playing a lot, just kind of course, unlocking all the characters at the beginning, and then practicing. As soon as I got Falco, I just started playing in frame 1. Like, I didn't really try out a lot of other characters. I didn't really want to. I was more excited for Falco to be better than he was in Smash 4. And now, I guess, between making videos, streaming, and then I guess practice, even when I'm making videos, I still am practicing, I guess, because I am labbing. Probably close to 5 hours a day, something like that. If you were to take it all into one, probably close to 5 hours. So yeah, a good portion of my day goes towards playing, developing technique, and practicing, most definitely. The next question is from Marcus Rondo, who says, why does Samus beat Falco? And I'll tell you right now, she doesn't. There's literally no chance, unless, I don't know, if your reflexes are not good with using Falco's reflector, then I can see why it's difficult. But you could play so cheesy in that matchup. Ask Shadow, he'll let you know, because even in his tier list, he said if he didn't play me as much as he did, he would say that Samus does have a winning matchup against Falco. But I was able to sway him otherwise, because bruh, it can be a rough matchup, most definitely. I wouldn't say, I don't think that Samus actually wins that matchup. I'd say Falco wins slightly, only because of Reflector though. This question is from Project Mist, and it says, if you could make a completely new design for a legal stage, what would it look like? And for me, I've thought about this before, and it's kind of simple, but I guess you gotta have to keep it simple. But what I would do is have an inverted battlefield. So you have a low middle platform and 2 high outside platforms. I feel like for characters like Bayonetta, it would be completely broken. Of course, for Falco, it would also be broken. That would probably be my main thing that I would want. Either that, or I would do something like Smashville, but have a very high middle platform, and then that's it. Unfortunately, I have no idea how to pronounce this name, so I'm not even gonna try. But your question is, where do you find all the motivation for your videos? It's just crazy. Thanks for the great content. You deserve much more than 10K. Appreciate that a lot, actually. So, my motivation for videos, I don't know. I kind of feel like I just am motivated. I just have ideas daily. And that's the thing, is even within playing with players in the Discord, somebody will have a question about something. I'm like, okay, that's a good idea for a video. For example, like the walking video, is walking useful? A lot of players were asking literally that question. Why do people walk, and how is it good? Like, I'll see a top player do it, and how do they not get punished? Why does it work for them, but when I try and walk, it doesn't work? So I'm like, okay, that's an actual idea for a video, and I can show the applications as to how it can be useful in an actual game, and how you can make it look not necessarily threatening, but have an actual application for it, rather than just walking because you think it's the right time. But yeah, honestly, I'd say my motivation for making videos is it's just fun. I just enjoy it. This is something that I've always wanted to do. I like doing content creation. I'm a very creative person when it comes down to it in general. And of course, I like Smash Ultimate. So it's not really like a job to me. It doesn't feel like work to put out videos. And I'm trying my best to do them daily. So yeah, I don't know if that really answers the question, but I just enjoy it. The motivation comes from enjoyment. The Illustrator asks, how are you doing? I'm pretty good. I gotta say, I'm pretty good. Thanks for asking. Skills Killer 1 asks, what are Falco's worst matchups and how are the best ways to turn them into your favor? Okay, so for this, I would say it's really dependent on how the other person wants to play. I'm sorry, I'm going to give more of a long answer. Maybe that's what you want, but in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I would say that Luigi, Yoshi, Jigglypuff, DDD, and Snake are Falco's worst matchups if the other person knows how to exploit Falco's weaknesses. And I say a character like Jigglypuff, and you're like, how is she a bad matchup? That doesn't even make sense. But here's the thing. Jigglypuff, you're not gimping Jigglypuff. It's not happening, number one. So if you're trying to go off stage and she takes away your jump with a nair, she still has like 5 or 6 more jumps to just tap you away from the stage, and then you just die. The amount of times, if they actually fight a good Jigglypuff, they can gimp you under the stage. And they can also rest you out of combos if you're overextending. Of course, you can just not overextend, but more often than not, since she's so light, you want to try and kill her off the top. If you land your combos off the top, you can kill her around 80 or 90, which is fantastic, but if you get a little bit crazy, she can kill you. So, and of course, another thing too is her aerial mobility is, I think, second best in the game, second to Yoshi. So it's very hard to chase her. If she gets a lead on you, she can just run away and crouch under lasers. She can camp in the corners of the stage because she can obviously, or almost fly, so it's ridiculous. And you're gonna see a theme with these characters. I can kind of wrap up the last of them. DDD, incredibly strong, number one. Not the easiest to gimp because he has not necessarily fast aerials, but strong aerials. So if you miss off stage, you can take a ton of percent, and it's just a bad time. He has multiple jumps, super armor on his up B. I think it's only in the first portion of it, but when it's at the top of his up B, you can spike that. But a good DDD is not gonna miss the ledge on purpose and let you spike them and die from that. It's very rare to let that happen. Same thing with when it comes to Luigi. Once again, if any character has a combo breaker, they're trouble for Falco, because Falco's main things are gimping, edge guarding, and combos. So if he can't combo you, it's gonna have a bad time. If he can't edge guard you, gonna have a bad time. If you have a combo breaker, or if you can't gimp a character, it's pretty, I don't want to say it's impossible, but it just makes his game so slow. Snake has the ability to cook his grenades, so if he cooks them properly, if this is a good Snake player, he's not going to let his grenades get reflected at all. So if he cooks his grenade and you reflect it, but it explodes on your reflector, it'll still hit you. So now you can't reflect the main issue in the matchup. And he can also crouch under lasers, so if he gets a percent lead, it's the worst. It's just the worst. How's it going, everyone? This is Trixx from the future, and I actually realized after I had recorded this that I didn't even answer the question. So, to actually deal with these matchups, you're going to have to play incredibly slow, and you're going to want to look at your percent. Try and have a percent lead as often as you can and make them work for every single exchange and every single approach. Since they typically have way more tools to annoy you than you have to annoy them, you're going to want to try and keep your percent lead even if it's only by 1 or 2%. But anyways, let's get back to the video. King K Fool asks, what is your favorite Nintendo game other than Smash and why? And you know what? I honestly can't really say that I have a different favorite Nintendo game. At least any game that's by Nintendo, because for all of the Wii U, all I played was Smash. I played Smash from the day it came out until the day it died. And now for Ultimate, I own Breath of the Wild, but I never beat it. Didn't really enjoy the fact that it was so slow. There was so much stuff that you had to do. I just kind of wanted to get in and play, right? So for Smash Ultimate, that's my go-to, hands down. Like, if Smash Ultimate's number 1, there's like 30 spaces before number 2, or I guess 31, whatever you want to call it. But I guess it wouldn't even be a Nintendo game. The other games I really liked playing growing up would have been, I know I'm completely butchering this question, but realistically, I didn't really play a lot of Nintendo games like as a favorite. I liked Mario Sunshine, like growing up, Mario 64, great games, but I definitely think Guitar Hero was my favorite game. And then I played Smash. Like that, those two are the top for sure. The Improved Boar asks, which character deserves a redesign the most? And how would you go about doing it? So, for a lot of you, the obvious answer that you would expect me to say would be Falco, because he has a lot of just dumb stuff about him that makes literally no sense. So I'll go a quick rundown because I'm sure a lot of you guys would want to hear this. Is for Falco, give him Foxes or Wolf's Nair, because why would you not want to have a fast, short hop, auto-canceling poking tool instead of a drag down that kind of works sometimes? If I could, I would actually change, and this is just me, I would change Falco's Fair into his Nair. That would probably be a lot better. So he still has his Nair, but it's now Fair. And his Fair is just gone, because at high level play, his Fair is actual trash. You don't just never use it at high level play unless you're going for an edge guard, and even then, Nair sends at a better angle horizontally so you can gimp with it better. It's just, you don't need both. We just don't need both. I would probably give him, I don't know. Obviously, I'd fix his up smash. I would give him Fox's up smash or something. It can be weaker. It can be worse frame data. I don't care. Just make it one hit. Just one hit that makes your opponent explode, kind of like how Fox's does. It can be a little bit weaker. That's fine. There's a bunch of stuff. I'm going to say that for another video. Hanson asks, do you have a training routine? I don't necessarily have a routine that's like, okay, I have to hit these certain things today to make sure that I'm fully practiced and getting better. But if I was going to say anything that I do practice at all, it's going to be tempo training. Hands down, tempo training will make everything you do better. It'll make your coordination better. It'll make your fast falling better. It'll make your combos better. It'll make your spacing better. It'll make your ledge pressure better. Everything will be better. So definitely tempo training. That's number one thing. Sometimes what I'll do as well is I'll go against a computer if I don't have someone that actually plays the character, and I'll fight a character that is just completely random that I've never really fought at all. So I'll go level 9 versus Rosalina, level 9 Duck Hunt, level 9 Shulk, you know, just stuff like that, so that just in case if I ever if I ever encounter one of those players, I definitely don't know the matchup, because the computer definitely doesn't optimize all these gimmicks that a character like, let's say, Rosalina can do with like desyncing and stuff like that. But you'll know, okay, if Rosalina, for example, the computer grabs me at 0, this is what they're going to try and do. They're going to go for the most optimal bread and butter, probably easiest thing that they can do. But if you know that's coming, there's a good chance that a higher level player is going to know those combos as well. So definitely don't overlook playing offline against a computer and just kind of interacting with other characters, recognizing, okay, this is what their airspeed is like, this is what their air drift is like. Oh, okay, I didn't know this character had a combo breaker that just can get out of whatever I'm trying to do, so now I have to mix up my combo game or add in some sort of delay. Oh, I didn't know that they had super armor on their recovery, or I didn't know they had no hitbox on their recovery, because I'd never played this matchup. So something like that, definitely throw that into your routine as far as training. If you have friends that are willing to pick up these characters and give you a run for your money with them, that's definitely better. If you can do it offline compared to doing it online, that's the absolute best thing. But if you can't, don't overlook fighting against a computer against these super random matchups. You'll be happy that you did it. Jules asks, why do you play Falco in Smash Ultimate, and do you play him in any other Smash games? So first things first, I don't play him in any other Smash games except for Smash 4, but that game is dead entirely. I don't play Melee at all, and I actually missed the boat for the Melee competitive scene. I actually jumped into the competitive scene for Smash pretty late. There's like maybe two months left of Smash 4 before I started getting competitive, and then for Ultimate I started playing competitive like day one, because I just knew the scene existed and I wanted to jump into it. And the reason why I play Falco, this is going to sound so dumb, but there was a montage that Mr. Danish Butter Cookies made years ago at this point. It's called Skipping Beats, I'm pretty sure. And I saw this montage and I saw Falco spike someone with his phantasm, and for some reason I thought that was the coolest thing of all time ever. I don't know why, I just thought that was amazing. And so from there in Smash 4 I picked up Falco, started playing him, and then everyone just criticized me saying, why do you play a horrible character? I didn't really understand how he was bad because I didn't know what tier lists were. I didn't know what the competitive scene was. I didn't know what a low tier, a high tier, a top tier matchup spread. I didn't know anything. I just played the character because I saw that one montage, and now, was it 4 years later, 5 years later, here we are. So you can thank or blame Danish butter cookies for that. I don't know. But that's the reason why I play Falco. Tommy Attacks asks, when you first started out in competitive Smash, did you have any bad habits, such as using the same option over and over again, even after it's gotten red? If so, how did you remove these habits, assuming that you did? So, in that case, I guess I did. Everybody had bad habits, except for me. I guess, not saying except for me, except for my bad habits were more so unawareness. It wasn't like, oh, I roll all the time and I know it's bad, but I just do it out of habit. I genuinely, like, that's something I try to be conscious of. My bad habits were actually more so like not learning how to ledge trap, which didn't feel like a bad habit at the time, because if you just let somebody get on stage for free, you don't get punished. You don't get hurt. You don't lose stage position. Nothing happens. So a bad habit like that, I didn't actually notice until I recorded a game of myself playing and saw every time they grabbed ledge, I would just run away. I would just do nothing. And it didn't feel like it was a bad habit. So for me, and for any of you guys who feel like you have a bad habit, maybe you spot dodge too much, you're getting read by charged smash attacks, maybe you roll too much, maybe you're short hopping too much, maybe you do a get up attack way too much, whatever it might be, the number one way to deal with those habits, or at least recognize and be like, okay, I gotta fix this, is to record yourself playing. If you don't have a capture card, use an SD card on your Switch. If you don't have an SD card, use your phone. Something, whatever. It could be the worst quality video of all time. It doesn't matter. The point is that you're getting the information and you're getting to watch as a third-party viewer rather than being in the game. When you're in the game, stuff goes over your head all the time. You might not realize, oh, every single time I get a grab, I'm pummeling too much and they're getting out of it at 0, and now I just messed up my potential possibility of getting a good combo because now they're out of range. Something like that is very small, but you can notice that when you're not actually playing and you're watching. Or maybe every time someone lands on shield, you F-smash the wrong way because they cross you up and you just react. Or you try to react. Or more so you anticipate that they're not going to cross you up and you always miss. Something like that. Very small. Maybe it feels like you didn't do anything wrong because you didn't get punished. But stuff like that is very, very important to recognize and try and remedy as soon as you possibly can by watching your replays. I have no idea how to say this name. Sublucidus? Sublucidus? Close enough, I guess. I don't know. What is the main thing that drives you to improve specifically with Falco? So for me, the main thing that makes me want to improve with him is the same thing that makes people say that Shulk is a top tier, is because these characters have so much potential, and Falco, at least in this game, he feels like if you play borderline perfectly, he's unstoppable. Because if you were to flowchart it or write it on paper, it would look like this. Falco gets a grab at 0, combos you to 50 or 60, right? And then maybe gets you off stage once or twice and can either get an edge guard and you're dead, or the game will go on for a little bit longer. He'll get a couple lasers here and there. He'll box you out, get you to about 100 or 110, and he'll up throw or up tilt back air and you're dead. So if you, that's perfect situation, but if you can execute that, more often than not, you're gonna just win, especially offline. Up tilt back air online is a joke. It almost never works. But offline, up tilt back air or up throw back air, up throw up air, it's free. It really is free. So working on your spacing, working on your timing, getting those combos down, using the active hot combos. I made a video on that a while ago. I'm planning on doing another one because there's a lot more applications. You can actually do active hot combos out of up tilt. You can do them reverse, so if you have your back to a platform. All these ways of utilizing this combo to get you to an easy 60 or 65% on heavy, even more, and then being able to just go for an up tilt back air or an up tilt up air and just getting kills like that. It's more so about precision, and I like the fact that this character, much like Sheik or like Shulk, makes you work for your wins. You feel accomplished rather than just spamming buttons or winning by cheese. In my opinion, at least, I feel like if you win as Falco, you won for real. You outplayed the other person. And at the end of the day, it honestly doesn't really matter. No one actually cares if you outskilled or outplayed the other person. For example, if you win a major as Ken or as Sheik, it doesn't count as more than if you win the major as Lucina or Pikachu or Joker or someone who's a top tier. End of the day, if you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. So it's kind of a personal thing for me. I feel like that's why a lot of players use low or mid-tier characters. It might be not even like a pride thing, but you want to feel the satisfaction. You want the enjoyment from actually winning and feeling like you did something. Maybe that's how it is for me, at least. Sorry if I butcher your name. I don't know. Janik. I'm sorry, but you have a fantastic question, and the question is, if you were to add a feature to Smash Ultimate, which would it be and why? So for me, there's a couple mechanics I would like, but the main thing I would like to have happen, some people wouldn't like this, but I kind of think it'd be at least cool, is that if you have your back to the stage, or if you have your back to the edge of a platform and you roll, you should fall off the platform so you can pratfall yourself. And the reason why I think that would be good is so that you have less of this for glory BS where someone will neutral get up, someone will roll behind you as Ness, and then just kill you because they won't fall off the stage. So I feel like it would eliminate a ton of cheesiness when that happens. So instead you'd have to get a pivot grab, you'd have to let them take back some stage position rather than just being like, oh, I just rolled behind you and now you're dead. You're dead at 85 because I have a broken strong back throw. And I can just do this. So that'd be the first thing I'd want to have. A lot of people probably wouldn't like that, but it's like, hey, you have to have more skill now to play the game because you can't do stuff like that instead. And the other thing, this is more so, I guess, a controls thing, is when you select your controls, let me grab my controller here. When you select your controls, so right now you have, this is mostly just for the tilt stick, all right, or your C stick. So if you have to have tilt stick or smash stick. You can have one or the other. But what I think would be cool is if you could have a mix of both. So for example, you can have up tilt, you can have down tilt, and then you can have forward smash in either direction, if that's what you want, right? Or you could have up smash, forward tilt, and down smash. I think that would be super cool. Another thing that I think would be pretty sick is if you could add an input for when you have tap jump off, so that you can have up on your stick be up tilt. So you can have up tilt, up smash, forward tilt, and down tilt if you wanted. Something like that, just so there's more variety. If people don't want to have up on their control stick be up tilt, I understand that. But if you have tap jump off, the only real use for pushing up is for walking. That's it. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think it would be kind of cool if you had the option to have both. That's one of the features I've wanted for a pretty long time. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. That's what I would do. Your boy Egg Boy asks, if Falco became more broken than Brawl Meta Knight, would you drop him so people don't call you a tier whore? And the answer, very, very, very easily, would be no. Why on earth would I drop a character that I've waited for 5+ years to finally be good because of what people are gonna think? That's like people dropping Bayonetta in Smash 4 because of the same reasoning. It's like, well, the thing is, because of Bayonetta, Lima was relevant. Captain Zack was relevant. Salem beat Zero and pretty much ended Smash 4. I know he, like, I guess, okay, maybe he didn't end Smash 4 because he won Evo. It was hella cheesy. Don't get me wrong. Like, if for anybody who didn't see it, I think it was Game 5, and Zero was playing Diddy. They were on, I think, either Battlefield or Dreamland, and he got ladder comboed off the top at 23% and just lost. And it's like, all right, I guess that's sick. But guess what? Salem got paid, yo. He won Evo. At the end of the day, if you're playing a competition game or a competitive game, you want to win. So if your character is good and you love the character regardless of childhood memories, or you just love the character's style, you like their play style, you have not necessarily a bond, but like you just like that character and they happen to also be the best character in the game. That's like, for example, saying, yo, Esam, you should drop Pikachu now that he's one of the best characters in the game. No, just no. Why would you do that? Like, that makes literally no sense. If someone wants to play the best character in the game and it happens to be their favorite character, definitely do that. So if somehow Falco becomes not even broken as Brawl Meta Knight, but becomes a top tier character, if his up throw gets fixed, back throw gets fixed, up smash gets fixed, back air gets fixed, pretty much everything gets fixed. If all of that happens, I'm not gonna be like, oh well, yeah, I've been playing this character for about 5, almost 6 years. I'm just gonna not play him now because I don't want to hurt people's feelings. Definitely not. I'm gonna hurt everybody's feelings. I couldn't care less. I want to play the character I want to play, and I hope that anybody else, if that happens to your character, like when Ken got buffed, if you dropped him because he got good, don't ever do that. Play the characters you want to play and enjoy it. Definitely enjoy it. Valleybug asks, do you ever feel like you're in an uphill battle using Falco, or does this improve with experience and expertise? Essentially, he's saying that he's main Falco since day one, and ultimately he can't help but feel that they'd be much easier, or there are other characters that are much easier to use. However, Falco is by far his favorite, so he's going to stick with him. And I will say that, yes, there are definitely uphill battles more often than not. There's only a few matchups where I feel like, oh, this is free for Falco, but most of them it's either, in my opinion, even or losing. And because of that, you have to become smarter as a player and smarter as a person. You have to outthink your opponent, which is something that I'm very attracted to as far as wanting to be able to do. I don't want to play a character where I can do one trick that just beats everything. This is kind of negating the Brawl Meta Knight question, but honestly still, even if Falco was as broken as Brawl Meta Knight, you would still need to do stuff. He doesn't have a one-hit kill combo that starts at 0 and you just die. If that did happen, I'm still going to do it, don't get me wrong, but for how Falco is currently, I would definitely say that he has allowed me to make the channel be what it is, because I've had to learn stuff. I can't just say, oh, if you land on my shield, I'll just up smash and you're just dead all the time. Or I have a projectile that just goes through everything and just wins. Or I have, I don't know, Wonder Wing or Zelda up B, or just something that just kills you. Like, if I had that kind of stuff, I don't think the channel would be what it is. If I was a Yoshi main, no offense, the channel probably wouldn't even exist. I'd actually be competing way more. If I played a top tier or higher tier character than Falco, I'd be competing and probably winning all the time, because my character would definitely carry. Like, I just would. And since Falco doesn't carry me, I have to carry Falco, most definitely. Because if you've seen how many guides I've put out, I have dissected this character more than I think any other Smash tuber has dissected any other character ever. I've put out like 25, maybe 30 videos on Falco, and I'm still going, right? So I would say that, this is a very, very long answer at this point, but I think that playing Falco has made me better at this game with every other character across the board, because I have to have an awareness of spacing, I have to have an awareness of edge guarding, I have to understand how to combo, how to not overextend, I have to understand what an opening looks like versus trying to force an opening, because he doesn't have the ability to really force the issue like a character like Chrom or Roy or Joker, where they can just kind of run at you and do whatever they want. But since he doesn't have that ability, I have more options. Realistically, it's like, if I get an opening, I can take advantage, or if I can somehow create an opening, then I can even take more of an advantage, right? So first, I'll say like a character like Roy or Chrom, they don't really have to wait for an opening, which can create bad habits in some cases, because if they can more often than not just run in and do whatever they want, when that stops working, they've never had to recognize an unsafe play by their opponent. They might just miss those opportunities. And I'm talking more at like a mid-level. At top level, most of the stuff what I'm saying is not necessarily true, but at mid-level play, and cars. I don't know if you guys can hear that. But at mid-level play, more often than not, if you play a very aggressive character, I'll say a Captain Falcon as well, and all you do is be aggressive, as soon as you fight someone who doesn't let that work, you're kind of screwed, because you've never had to play defensively. You've never had to play slow. So you miss a lot of those opportunities, because for Falco, for example, these opportunities that you get here and there, they happen very fast. It's like you had the chance and now it's gone. It's just over. And so because of that, you have to recognize and learn how to use his ability to get in when he can get in. And so yes, I guess the very, very long and short of it is, I feel like playing Falco has made the channel what it is and has made me a much better player, hands down. I think his name is Bambeast. I'm sorry. I butcher everybody's name. That's going to just be the meme of this video, I guess. But his question is, who is your most wanted DLC fighter? Also, greetings from Germany. So, my number one, and this, you can look back at any of the Smashcast podcast that we've done in the past. That was a lot of rhyming. But my number one wanted DLC fighter is Ninja Gaiden. Ryu Hayabusa, hands down. If he gets in the game, he might actually ruin the game, because he will be so good if they do him properly. Because, there's no reason for him to be bad at anything. This character's, like, his double jump, if they did this, his double jump is like a teleport. That's what it's like in his actual game. He has 2 swords. He has throwing stars, so he'd be like Sheik also, so he'd be able to run low profile. He'd have a wall jump, a wall cling. He could probably crawl. I don't know if he'd need to, but he could probably crawl. He would have like I said, he'd have swords and be Sheik. Sheik with disjoints. Hello? Like, he would have an insane combo game. In his games, he also has like this command grab thing in the air, so he'd have a command grab that he could suicide with. Like, this character, he'd be super fast, like super fast. If they make him a tiny bit slower than Sheik as far as frame data and ground speed, that'd be totally fine, because he would have easily twice the range, twice the damage output. He'd have an incredibly good jump if he has that teleport. Like, if they make him properly, I don't really see, like, and he's jacked too. Like, he wouldn't be light. He'd be a heavy character, or pretty heavy. His main flaw, at least in my opinion, would probably be that he's tall, so he'd be combo food. He'd be a fast faller. I don't know, somehow if they just literally for no reason made him have horrible recovery, sure, but like, good luck getting him off stage. Like, it's like fighting a good Cloud. Like, Cloud has a bad recovery, but good luck getting this character off stage if you're fighting a good Cloud. It's, bro. Definitely Ninja Gaiden. Like, besides him, I don't know. I guess a very close runner-up would be Prince of Persia. The Prince of Persia would be my second most wanted, especially if they gave us the Dark Prince, but that would probably be like a Final Smash upgrade thing like they did for, I think Mewtwo has it, and like Little Mac has it, and maybe Bowser, I don't even remember. I don't use any of the Final Smash stuff, but Dark Prince would be crazy sick, because you have like the whip sword, which would be insane. But yeah, Prince of Persia, oh my god. Another thing too, I know this is getting long, but for Prince of Persia, he, like, if you've ever played his games, he has the ability to rewind time, right? So if he dies, you know where I'm going with this. Imagine if he dies, like he gets KO'd, whatever, and he just has sand, and he can just rewind, and he gets his stock back. That would definitely be, hands down, first of all, banned. Like, he just would not be allowed to play competitively ever. But that'd be the most broken thing of all time. And I guess instead of having that happen, because it would be so broken, the only thing that'd be really cool, because no character can do this, is if he was the only character that could never have an untechable. So that's his way of not dying, or like reversing time, essentially, is so that he's never at a high enough percent where he can't tech, so he can always be able to tech. That would be a pretty cool mechanic for him to have, because the never, like, going back in time and getting a stock back would be super broken. Or the other thing that would be cool is, like, since a lot of these new characters have like meters, and like Banjo has like the feathers and stuff, is if he had the sands over his head, he had like 4 or 5 of them, and he could use them for special abilities. So he can do like speed kills where everyone goes in slow motion and he's like super fast. Or his way of like going back in time or not dying is he has the opportunity to use the sands, and this it's down B. He can use down B and tech the blast zone, which sounds crazy, but that would be the next only kind of fair thing, so that he could actually go back in time and save his stock. So if you tech the blast zone, which sounds insane, you still have to recover, but you're just not dead. So yeah, very long answer, but Ryu Hayabusa number 1, Prince of Persia with all that broken stuff, a close number 2. But yeah, those would be definitely my most wanted DLCs. Exodus asks, could you do a little description of yourself so we can know a little bit who you are in real life? Also, hello from France. I guess I could say, besides Smash, so I'll try and keep this away from Smash, since this is a very different kind of question compared to what we've gotten so far. I have been a musician for 13 years. So I think you can see over here, there's a bass on the walls, a guitar on the ground. So yeah, I was in a band for a long time. I used to play, believe it or not, I was in a metal band for like 7 years. That was a pretty long time ago. Now I'm just doing like acoustic stuff. I've been a vocalist for a pretty long time. What else? Before, or not even before, but like kind of during those times, I was also really into sports. I played football for about 12 years. I played rep, so I guess that would be like for like city representative. So playing for my city, we did like traveling and stuff like that. So I played football for a long time. I played running back, wide receiver, stuff like that. Before YouTube, I worked as a graphic designer. So kind of had that creative background, even with music, still very much so creative. A creative background in graphic design and just art in general. So that's been a huge help. I've been doing Photoshop for a long time, like for my my real job before doing YouTube. So I had a decent background understanding on how to do thumbnails, how to come up with ideas for titles of videos, stuff like that. I just try and keep very busy all the time. When it boils down to it, I want to try and just build stuff all the time, whether it's writing music, whether it's getting better at a sport, whether it's getting better competitively at Smash, of course, putting out videos on the channel almost daily as much as I possibly can, just building up the YouTube channel. I just like to be doing stuff all the time as far as constructive stuff. I hope that answers the question. Well, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to stop the Ask Me Anything video here. I have no idea how long this is gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be like close to half an hour long. So if for whatever reason you did happen to watch the entire thing, definitely appreciated. Thank you for all the questions from everybody. If your question wasn't in it, you know what? I might even do a second one of these if you did enjoy this. If you want to submit another question, I'll probably put out a post sometime next week. I have a lot of other videos on the go right now. Kind of putting Nail the Trick on the back burner a little bit. I have a couple more to get through, but then we're going to be going on with the Is It Useful series. Not to mention, you guys really liked the rare matchup video, just all the wacky stuff that could happen between characters. So I'm going to be working on another one of those videos as well. Also, just for fun, if you did happen to watch this entire video to the very end, just comment in the comment section below, Wendy, best waifu, question mark, just so that everybody who hasn't watched the video just loses their mind and is like, what the heck is going on? Also, let me know if you guys want more videos like this. Of course, on Meta of Smash, I want to keep it much more Smash content related. But if you did enjoy this style of video, or you want to see or hear more about this type of stuff, then definitely let me know that as well. But yeah, that's going to be it for the video. This is what I look like, I guess. This is the first time like I've been on the channel like this, but yeah, that's going to be it. And as usual, once again, this is Trixx from Meta of Smash, and thanks for watching the video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos, not like this, but maybe like this. We'll see you next time.